Here we have a new 2025 Chevy Trax. This one comes to the 2RS trim level in crimson metallic. And then we have jet black with red accented Evo-Tex interior. For the powertrain, we get a 1.2 liter turbocharged 3-cylinder engine, and that's made it to a 6-speed automatic transmission. Now, fun fact, this year on this particular model, we do have E85 and gas usability, so you can use either one of those. But front end here, love the styling, and I said this about the 24 when it first got that redesign. Very, very phenomenal job here. LED headlamps along with LED daytime running lights. And with the RS trim, love the black badging as well as the gloss black grille and that kind of galvanized middle part there. Very nice look. And down here we get these beautiful 19-inch aluminum wheels. And I love the kind of two-tone silver and black there. Now we get passive keyless entry on the front, black mirror covers there. And then to the door panel, power door lock controls, power mirrors, rear window lock. And then we do get one touch down, express down on all 4 windows, excuse me. Bottle holder there, headlamp controls, hood release. We get a manual tilt and telescoping steering wheel. And then here's our manual driver's seat. Love the design here though, very good look, I think. I'm gonna turn the fan speed down a little bit. But I have that seat up front adjusted for someone of my size, being 6'3" with longer legs. But before we go ahead and check out the rear leg room, big shout out to Chevrolet Buick GMC of Murfreesboro for letting me review this Trax today. I'll leave a link below in the description. And if you're looking to find the best price on a vehicle like this in your area, make sure you click on that link below. It takes about a minute or two to fill out that info, and we can get you matched with a dealer to get to the best price on a 25 Trax. But $26,190 is the sticker price. And then sitting behind myself here, pretty good space for such a small vehicle, and I like that it's wide back here. Now this middle seat, I'm kind of going over that a little bit, but pretty good space in between the door panel and the seat here. And it's just no hard plastic or anything, so I'm able to just kind of have my kneecaps there if I need to. But rear pocket behind on the passenger side, USB-C, USB-A charge port, storage there. Look at the front from back here. And then we don't have a folding middle seat. Grab handle, we can hang a hanger up there if we need to, whether it's a shirt or a pair of pants. But just to show you the fuel filler here, you'll see this sticker here if it's E85 and gasoline compatible. So it's just been a minute since I've at least noticed a vehicle that'll take E85, a new one at least. There's a look at the back end. And pretty good storage behind the back seat. And we have a pretty big side pocket here if you want to put some stuff that you don't want to slide around, but you want to keep it in the trunk space. You have that, and then a spare underneath here. Your top tethers, if you need to use that for your car seats, are on the back of the seat there. And I like that we get a nice cargo cover as well. Quick look underneath. There's the exhaust. Now this one does have the driver confidence package as equipped, and it's still a pretty good price, I think, to be only $26,190 for the sticker price. If you need to fold the seat flat, pull here. They'll fold pretty easily, and then lock it back into place there. And our anchors, if we need those for our car seats, are right behind that cover there. We also get a manual front passenger seat, not as adjustable as that driver's side, but seat back control there, and we can move the seat bottom forward and back. Glove compartment there with owner's manuals. And I love the gloss black here, and now it has RS stamped right in there. The red and black really does it for me, especially in this crimson metallic. But coming back around to the front, we're just gonna take a quick look in the engine bay. And there's that 1.2 liter turbocharged 3-cylinder. But now we're just gonna take a quick look from behind the steering wheel. So love the leather wrap steering wheel, and especially with the RS having this kind of painted bottom here, just looks super sporty. There's the horn there. Now over here to the screen, this is going to be an 11-inch touchscreen here. We get Android Auto wirelessly, Apple CarPlay wirelessly, and then we also have our AM, FM, XM along with Bluetooth. But a pretty simple screen. I love the layout here because you have all of your shortcuts right there. Very easy to get to. And then the only thing I haven't touched is the phone. So pretty easy to pair that up as well. And then you go to the home page if you need more settings. So you can change your language here. And then you can also toggle your Wi-Fi hotspot and all of that. Change your units from US to metric. And then we also have the teen driver rear seat reminder. And then our apps right in here. Backup cameras right there. Guidelines follow you as you turn the steering wheel. You can turn those on or off here if you want them. And then down here, single zone automatic climate control, so we can adjust temperature, fan direction, fan speed. And then we have 3-stage heated front seats as well. Hazards there. Volume knob, we can turn up or down here, click that to mute. And then down here we have 2 USB ports, a USB-C and a USB-A, 12-volt storage for the phone. That standard lane keeping system we can turn on or off there, and then your traction, or not your traction control, but your auto stop can be turned on or off there. Electronic parking brake, pull to engage, to the brake, press down to disengage. And since we do have a traditional 6-speed, pull this lever, reverse neutral drive. And then we also have our low gear, and then we can manually adjust that limiter there, and it'll show you what gear you're in the bottom of the gauge cluster. Center console cubby space. Look at the back seat. Lights here, OnStar, vanity mirror, no light. Now back to the steering wheel. Blinkers are behind on the left side. High beams can be toggled there, flash, auto high beam controls there. So to turn the auto high beams on, you just have to make sure you're in the auto mode and then turn the high beams on, and then those will adjust for you. And it'll show you right there when they're on or off. And then we do have our intermittent wipers here. One time off, intermittent low, high. We can adjust that intermittent frequency here, and then we have a rear wiper there. Push back for that rear wiper fluid, pull up for the front. Behind the steering wheel on the left side, we can adjust our track list or radio station presets. And on the right side here, volume up, volume down. And then we do have our cruise controls here. We can adjust the gap for all of that here. Heated steering wheel toggle, voice recognition, mute button, and then we can scroll through when applicable here, and I'll show you what we can do. So if you hold this here, you can change the gauge faces, and that's how we can use that as a scroll bar there. But then Bluetooth and audio. So hit that there, you can pull up your audio sources. So very simple, but also very neat, I think. It's really cool to use these controls. Push button start. Finally, here's the key fob with remote start. And next, let's go ahead and take this 2025 Chevy Trax 2RS out on the road for a test drive. So starting the test drive in this Trax. Now the 1.2 liter has decent pickup. Both of the turbocharged 3 cylinders have pretty good pickup there. I like the 1.3 a little better. It feels just a tad less strained. But both of them, the turbo kicks in, is a nice pull. Now I do like on the low end, you do get a feeling of boost from the turbocharger, and kind of in that sweet spot between 2,200, 4,000 RPMs where you feel the full-on effect. Again, not necessarily fast, but it's not your typical 1.2 3-cylinder. I'm gonna give it some pull here getting on the interstate though. So decent acceleration here. Now we do get the adaptive cruise control, the way this one's spec'd out, being a 2RS and whatnot. And it's nice to have that, especially if you have to go on longer journeys. The overall comfort of the seats, the Evo Tex is a bit plush for me. I like to have a sturdier seat, something that has a bit more support to it, but I feel like a lot of people will appreciate this more than having a cloth seat. But again, for me, I just wish had a tad bit more of a supportive feel to it, especially with this being a manual seat without lumbar support. But ride quality is pretty solid, seeing as this has 19-inch wheels on it. Wind noise is pretty good too. And it's just a very easy car to drive in general. Now when it comes to the price point, I do like this over the Kona. And there are a few other options out there like this, but I just feel like this is the best that you can get for the money. In terms of the features that you get, I mean, adaptive cruise control is a big plus. I do wish we had lane centering, but not really a big deal. But the redesigned interior definitely makes it feel like it's worth a bit more money than it might have been prior to being a 24. And the fuel economy is still pretty good, and you have something that actually, I just feel like this vehicle looks like something that you'd want to drive as opposed to the outgoing Trax. The outgoing Trax was just a tad boring. Even in the highest trim level, you didn't really get something that, at least in my opinion, that I'd be proud to drive. And something like this, I feel like it still turns heads, still looks good. And what you get in the package feels a lot more than 26 grand. And say what you will about having a 3-cylinder, but I mean, gets the job done so that you can have that higher fuel economy, and still something that when the turbocharger kicks in can be relatively quick. But if you're looking for a vehicle like this, again, make sure you click on that link below, and we'll have the dealers in your area fighting to get you that best price on one. And then this one here at Chevrolet Buick GMC of Murfreesboro, I believe is either right at sticker or below. But I'll try to remember to put a link in the description to check that out. By the time this video is posted, it's very possible it'll be sold, but they're always coming in and out. But yeah, I think it's just a really good car for the money if you're trying to stay on a budget, especially with these higher interest rates, just the higher prices of vehicles in general, and then equate that with just the price of gasoline is always something you have to worry about. And the fact that this can also be driven on E85 is just another plus when you're thinking about getting something around this price point. But this will bring me to the end of my review of this new 2025 Chevy Trax in the 2RS trim level.